Okay, so it has been a while since I have done literally anything. Get these ads out of here. But I especially personally have not made a tier list for this game in a long time. And let's see. Shive is only Super Monkey if you let people be Super Monkey. That's fair. But we're making the tier list. Let's say top 3. What should I call like right outside of top 3? Actually, first up, I already know Troubleshooter. This will be the exclusive Troubleshooter tier. You're not gonna have their own game tier. I mean, personally, I kind of feel like top 3 fits it, but also they're playing their own game. Yeah. This is going to be playing their own game. We have the Troubleshooter tier. What do we say? High tier. High tier with flaws. High tier with flaws. Mid tier. What do we think of this? Cope tier. Hold up. We're gonna actually, yeah. Cope tier. And trust me on this. Sounds like Inquisitor. So true, Pillies. So true. Anyways, because I already have Troubleshooter selected, like, I'm going to be going in depth into this. So let's pick Troubleshooter. Doesn't matter what color I choose. No low tier? You don't get it. Troubleshooter is low tier. Troubleshooter is the only character in this tier. That's why it's called Troubleshooter. So, what do you know about Troubleshooter? Okay, he has pretty good buttons, right? Troubleshooter did get hit hard. He has really good buttons. But here's the thing. What do those big buttons lead up to? If you feel like spending all your mana, 279. Flip that, 297. Okay? But what if I drink and I have conversion? I missed it. Then you can get something like this. If I remember. Alright, we have boosted his damage to 385 with the drink buff. What is that damage when it's just with conversion? Oh yeah, did I forget to tell you sometimes it drops because it's really fucking tight to get that route specifically? And you're not wrong, sometimes he does get hella damage for certain starters. Except, you're still wrong. Usually conversion on most characters allows you to get way better damage. So that was that. You're not getting much of an improvement on damage. But he has drink, therefore he can convert himself. He can put himself in gold cube. Therefore he has DP combo. Well, here's the thing with DP combo. It uses up too much mana. Can't you do 5M6S OTG? Kind of. It's height dependent. Yeah, but he also got up dog. That goes away on hit. So give me a second. Actually, no. No. That. Okay. So he hit me. Where's the grenade? It's gone. Out of the 3 grenades in this game, Troubleshooter is the only one that disappears on hit. That's been a thing since the game came out. Oh, but he gets drink combos in the corner. Which, yes, he does. But, like, these combos are, like, very specific. And, like, they're specific, hard to pull off, and you get 617 if you're running clear cube. So all of it culminates to the other thing with his cubes is he has gold cube, which gets you the really good get on fire after all of his specials, or you have the clear cube, which gives him a little bit more damage during his normal hits, a little bit more chip damage, and better mana regen. The reason I'm mentioning this is because now all of your combos rely on 5mm. Unlike before, his combos use up so much mana, and you can't go for net Oki because they made it so that it takes longer for mana to start recovering with net. Which, to be fair, in some combos can be stopped by converting. So overall, like, he's one of the lowest damaging characters in the game unless you get these very specific hits. In which case, if you get hit by him and he hits you with 4M in the corner with mana and with conversion, you take 1,000. But like outside of that, this character's not getting a whole lot. And like, you don't even get the knockdown there anymore because of the scaling of 5mm. So it just all culminates to a really... The kit itself is fine, but it doesn't hold anything together. His neutral is versatile, but when you play any other character in this game whose neutral is all completely better, then it doesn't matter. Alright, give me suggestions for other characters. And whoever says a character, I'll choose them next. Ooh boy, Kunoichi? Straight the top one. Not a sleeper pick at all. Kunoichi is cracked. So the thing about Kunoichi, first off, you never play Gold Cube. Kuno is mad cracked. Exactly. Also, hello Simon. What's up? How are you doing? The thing is, unless you've been playing this game consistently, King, people are going to think, oh, Kuno's probably like high tier, maybe mid tier. If you've been continuously playing this game, if you've played versus FaZe, then you know how good this character is. And of course, the game decides the lag there. Like, this character gets a lot. So, you don't need to... Her clear cube is out of the picture. I mean, gold cube is out of the picture. What you do need to know is you need to know Frog. You need to know Tornado. You need to know 5B. You need to know Convert after 4S. I haven't seen FaZe in a while as well. Not really. I don't... These are, like, good neutral tools after, like, you convert. Like, you can get stuff like this. And, like, you know. So, like, this is another button. This button actually just walls out certain characters. Like, for example, Troubleshooter cannot do anything if Kunoichi just decides to start spamming this button. Which, by the way, this also has an auto-cancel window, which you can manually time by doing Rising JB, J2S. Her retreat game is very good. Here's the thing. Some characters, if you play it properly, can run between these kunais. But here's the thing. You only care about Frog because this button's insane. You can cancel in a Frog from your kunais now, which on every character on block is just safe. Like, if I do this, like, up in his face, it's still safe. If I do this, it's even more safe. Now, here's the thing about Kuno, in my opinion, that makes her really good. If I can do it. If I can do it. Quadruple overhead with conversion. You wanna know what else she can do? She can throw out a tornado, and it just creates a whole bunch of visual noise. Tell me if you're blocking this. Her DP's... Here's the thing about her DP. Her DP is really bad and good at the same time. If you've played versus FaZe, her DP is the best reward on hit. That's true. Because, guess what? After the DP, you get a sigil. And even then, you can do these really funky combos because of it. Oh. Did we also tell you that it's one of her best combo tools? It's possible to get 3 of them into super. I don't remember the exact routing. But her DP is such a good combo tool. Yep. Yeah. At the face of the matter is every hit against when you get hit by Kuno, you have to face a myriad of, you know, fucking high lows. Because she can empty low. She can just go overhead. She can go overhead, low. Overhead, overhead, low. She got Bedman JS. Which one's Bedman JS? JH, sorry. I was supposed to do another press. 6-hit chainsaw? Okay. So, yeah. Every time you play against Kunoichi, you're guessing how many overheads. But not only that, is you get a throw combo. And, like, strongest throw combo in the game, by the way, as well. But yeah, pretty much the sole crux of Kunoichi is she has, honestly, really good buttons for the frame data that they are. And every time you get hit, you have to deal with the blender of mix. There's, like, multiple myriads of even more layers to it that I don't feel like getting into. Ghostblade. I'll be honest. Ghostblade, I'm stuck between high tier with flaws and mid tier. Cause here's the thing about Ghostblade. Is Ghostblade has a completely useless gold cube. Okay? I'm not gonna get into the cubes for this character, because the cubes for this character don't matter. All you need to know about his clear cube is he just gets, like, better mobility, better damage. Okay? That's Ghostblade's cubes. He does not have a gold cube. He has one of the best, if not the best, round starts in the game of 5B. Which can lead to whatever shenanigans you choose to go for with this character. But the other thing is, if he's not getting very specific hits, he's not getting a lot of damage. Like, if he hits a 2S, then yeah, you're gonna be dealt a pretty good amount of damage. And I don't know, like, Ghostblade combos, but, like, he can just nuke your health bar. He has some of the best buttons in the game. But here's the other thing. He's very mana hungry. Like, that right there just did 486, me not knowing how to play this character. Usually 4M, 2S, 2B, 2S. Yeah, something like that. But the other thing is, if he hits you with, like, a 2A or a 5A, he's not, like, dealing any damage, as far as I'm aware of. Because, like, the scaling gets messed up, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know Ghostblade combos. Pretty much, he is probably the most glass cannon of glass cannon characters in this game, if you ask me. Because he's 1050, so he's above Inquisitor, who does way more damage on average than this character. However, you also technically have the fake mix of Call Ghost, JA, or 2A. That's fuzzyable, I'm pretty sure. But also, like, he has to be at a certain height if he wants the JA. If he's too low to the ground, I don't think he can JA. If Pichu was here, Pichu would confirm that for me. Yeah, it's not necessarily a 50-50, though. That's the only problem. Like, there's just not a whole lot to talk about Ghostblade. Is, in all honesty, he kind of remained relatively unchanged. Except for they lowered his damage when Spectre came out. So he's kind of just like the same character he's been since launch, except they gave him less damage overall. But in turn, they gave him his gold cube at clear. Okay, who do we think is next? I'm willing to talk about anyone. Besides the characters I've already talked about, unless I want to come back to them later. Characters that benefits with clean inputs. That is true. Like, there are some characters I think you need to play with clean inputs. Ghostblade's definitely one of them. Get out of the way, Vanguard. High tier with flaws. High tier with flaws, because here's the thing. Whenever I play versus Luffle, he's always like, oh, this character is so bad. Vanguard mates coping and seething hard right now. So true, they are. If Pichu or Luffle was here, they would be after my throat. Good thing Pichu is across the ocean and Luffle's in New York. But here's the thing. Whoops, I hit you at round start. Give me a second. Let me turn this off. But yeah. Whoops, I hit you at round start. Whoops, I hit you at round start. Whoops, I hit you at round start. Like, these 3 buttons by themselves can play the game for you. Oh, and then you got a dash cancel. But yeah, from round start, I hit you with 5A. And then you can get like a fucking 400 damage combo. 5M is a crime. Here's the thing. My only choice is to run at round start 90% of the time. Yeah, here's the thing about Vanguard. Is most of the time, round start, you're holding block or you're back rolling. Because this will catch you trying to press pretty much anything. This will catch you trying to press anything. Except for Ghostblade 5B. They will trade. Which is when you press this and it'll beat Ghostblade 5B. Or you'll do this round start. So you either have to roll back or backdash. Which backdash will only beat 2B. But, you know, has better recovery than back roll. But, say you do that, and, whoops, I decided to call you out, and I hit you with drill. Yes, you can. If you are playing Monk, but that's a matchup-specific thing. And I'm talking about, like, general things right now. If I wanted to get in the matchup-specific things, I would be doing matchup charts. Which I can't do matchup charts for this character. But, here's the other thing. This character is also beaten out by IS. This is his flaw. Is if you IS properly, I cannot make the dummy IS properly. And I don't feel like recording a full string. But if you IS properly, if you IS this move, suddenly there's a huge gap between you and him. And he's not going to be able to press anything else if he pressed like 6S already. Because say he did 6S, 4S, he can't 2S because 2S is this. He might be able to 5S you. But at that point, he's not getting a whole lot because at max range, you don't get a whole lot. So like, that is his flaw, is if you IS correctly versus this character, his pressure suddenly crumbles apart. However, if you bait the IS, and whoops, you suddenly got conversion because you were pressing IS. Whoops, I baited. I just baited. your guard cancel, or not guard cancel, your IS. And like, I did the combo wrong, but you just like half your health. And that's not even talking about Behead. Now, Behead nowadays loses to lows. But if you're not Vanguard or Hitman, what low are you hitting from at this distance? True, he is much better at playing neutral. And like, they came up with like new dash cancel combos for him in the corner. But pretty much, he has solid buttons, especially 5B, 2B. I take it back. He has more flaws than being susceptible to IS. The other flaw is this DP. Because even on Vanguard, a character who's relatively tall, if I just get him to crouch, walk back a little bit, let me tip my toe forward real quick and just give myself unlimited mana. We're gonna tiptoe until we hit Vanguard with the DP. Right there. This is on Vanguard, a tall character, by the way. So yeah, those are his two weaknesses. IS and his DP. Defense, specifically. Which, you know, his defense is still really good because he has Behead. But, in turn, for having Behead, he also has his DP. So, not much else to say about Vanguard. He has really solid damage. His damage overall is high in general. He just has a couple of flaws that prevent him from actually being high tier. Super Hitbox, it OTGs. It OTGs. You run up after whatever buttons you pressed, and as long as they're on the ground, you OTG them with super. And that's just about like knowing your combos. And if you're having trouble at knowing your combos with your character, you should probably go in the lab a bit longer. Alright, who's next? Who's next are we thinking? I'll take suggestions. Lost Warrior. Lost Warrior is a character I'm going to struggle with. Because initially, I want to put him above Vanguard. It's just where above Vanguard would I want to place him? Do I want to put him in the same tier or at the bottom of high tier? That's what I'm trying to think of. I think for now, I will keep him in high tier with flaws. Because, you know, he does have some flaws. Now, of course, if you've been on like the FGC Twitter or FGC Reddit, you've probably seen the combo of, oh, I'm Lost Warrior, I'm getting destroyed. Oh, this Crusader, he keeps hitting me. I hit him with a 2B, and then he died. Here's the thing, that's a gold cube thing. And, yes, it's really good to just have the ability to nuke someone for hitting them with 2B, for hitting them with 5S, for hitting them with 5M, for hitting them with 6S. But it's just not consistent. That's the problem with it, is the consistency. Now, anyways, besides gold cube shenanigans, form with conversion. Form with conversion. You have to be specific about that. Because this button is really good at calling out certain characters. However, if you get called out and they block it, it's no longer your turn. And here's the thing, you can't like try and steal back your turn, because at this range, against certain characters, I can't 5A, I can 2A, but that's frame 11 after being -4. So that's why I'm specifying you gotta use 4M with conversion. Strengths. We have this immaculate 2B. Like, this 2B, like, I swear, Mary or Table, whichever you know them by, half their buttons is just 2B, run up 2B, run up 2B. I swear that's all they do with this character. And this button is active. Asuka 2D on steroids. Yeah. And here's the thing. It's not like one of those buttons where, oh, you get hit by it and you get no reward off of it. You actually get a good reward off of it. You get 3 time sucks and you get 449. And you can do even more depending on where you hit it. Like, if I could do the combo, you can do 3 5Ms into this JS6SJM. Which, speaking of, this button right here is one of the best options against throw. Would you say he's super meter hungry after the changes? Yes and no. Because here's the thing. Is yes, doing the loops takes a good amount of mana. However, you can also supplement them by adding extra hits in between. So right there, I did 11 less damage, but I saved up a whole lot more mana. Anyways, back to this button. This button is one of the best buttons to check throws. Because, now I will talk about matchup specific things for this button specifically, because they change the entire matchups of certain characters. You're invincible the entire way through this animation. Which means, if you are a ranger with a grenade out, a troubleshooter with a net out, Lamau, you're not going to have a net out with the troubleshooter, or launcher with a grenade out, and they try and run up throw you, you press this button, the grenade explodes while you're in the animation, and you just get a combo. And you get like 540 or something off of that. Pretty much this character excels at just making you explode depending on the hits. And like, you can go for more mana efficient routes. Like, you can go for TK 6S, not 6SS, 6M. Which will allow you to 5SJS, 2B, 5SJS, JM. J2S, very good on Oki. Because what this button can do on Oki situations, I don't remember exactly from what situations, is you can throw these fireballs out, throw out a JA or a JB, and all that is a safe jump. And if this connects, you just combo in the JM. So, this character on offense is terrifying. This character on defense boils down to, am I going to guard cancel you, or am I going to JM your throw? Because, in all honesty, you're not mashing with this character. Because this button is good at checking someone who's using jump cancels, but you're not checking out anything else from a distance with this button. This button is smaller than Ranger 2A, Troubleshooter 2A, and Launcher 2A. It's smaller than all those buttons, and yet it's 4 frames slower. And, like, this character has, like, options to just kind of check you. Just trying to not hold still at full screen. This button tries to catch you not holding still. This button tries to catch you not holding still. This button checks you holding the block button and also not holding still. And this button does the exact same thing. Checks you holding the guard button and checks you for not being patient. His parry. Here's the thing about parries in this game. Parries in this game are frame 1 invincible, which means they are good against safe jumps. But as soon as your opponent starts realizing, oh, they are parrying my safe jump, I'm just going to do an empty jump. And they are going to parry, and then I'm going to punish their parry. And, you know, it's the same thing as like a DP punish, except you don't get conversion. Which is still really good. Considering some of these characters, like Lost Warrior himself, could just punish with this button against himself if he wanted to, for parrying. Actually, where did I put him on the list? Let me look at my other monitor real quick. High tier with flaws? Yeah, high tier with flaws. That makes sense for this character. Because he doesn't have the best options at certain distances. And his defense is middling. Yeah, I feel that's very appropriate for Lost Warrior, where I have him currently. I think that is perfect. High tier with flaws. Definitely above Vanguard. Berserker. Oh my god. Berserker is so hit or miss right now. Like, I want to say he's high tier with flaws. But then I'll play Berserker, and I played him today, and I can just destroy someone with him. So, like, I struggled to put him in high tier or high tier with flaws. Because he has flaws. But his strengths are so good that I feel like they can outweigh those flaws. But the other problem is matchups. And, like, some of his worst matchups are atrocious. You haven't seen a Berserker perform really well? Yeah, that's because I'm the only person who even attempts to play Berserker nowadays. At least in NA. Exactly. He can melt health bars. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna, like, keep him where he's at right now. He's better than Vanguard, if you ask me. We're gonna look at his 2 cubes, because here's the thing. All the Berserker players who've played this character, besides Dual Man over in Asia, say to play Clear Cube. Me and Dual Man say to play Gold Cube. Actually, no, here's the thing. I've talked to Dual Man, and I've said, play Gold Cube. He says, I don't know, I just keep playing Gold Cube, because that's what he was used to from the last patch. But both cubes are honestly completely viable, but you pick your cube on matchups. And here's the thing about Berserker is the more I think about it, I'm gonna put him in high tier with flaws. The more I think about it. Because this character has a lot of really, really good things. Like this 5B round start, it's literally 1 frame slower than Ghostblade. That's pretty good. If they block it or get hit by it, you activate Frenzy. Actually, if they get hit by it, just combo them. And from round start, you've taken 483, and now you're within death range. Like, whoops, I safe jumped you. And you got hit by the safe jump for some reason. Oh look, you're dead. 5S is once again hit or miss, if you ask me. Here, Berserker is quite literally the most hit or miss character. It's either you get the first hit however you do, and you put them through the blender, or you get hit, you struggle to activate Frenzy, because your best option to try and get out is not your DP, because your DP is very bad. It's trying to fucking mash 2A, which, to be fair, it's a pretty good 2A for what it is. But here's the thing, max range 2A, you gotta confirm like this. If you want to get the actual good combo, you have to confirm the 2S, which doesn't work at, like, very max range. But, like, what I was going about before is Berserker is very polarizing. Is either he will roll over you or you will roll over him. And some characters have a really easy time rolling over him, because even if he gets out, he will have a hard time activating Frenzy, because you're facing launcher and there's a million projectiles going your way, and if you get clipped by one, you're out of Frenzy. Here's the thing about his command grab. Yeah, his command grab is really good, but it's best used very sparingly. Because as soon as you start doing more command grabs, they're gonna keep an eye out and they're gonna be like, oh, strike throw? Okay, I'm just gonna fucking press my really good option against throws, and I'm just gonna nuke him, who's already taking away his own health for trying to throw me. Yeah, that's the other thing, is why one reason they play a lot of the Berserker mains switch to clear cube is because what they're going for nowadays is, instead of conversion combos, and giving themselves more mana and eating their own health, is they're comboing into the command grab now to heal up their health again. And then, next time they get the next good hit, they eat up half their health to get super. Which, once again, is a matchup thing. Because being able to stay at full health as Berserker, fantastic. You have to run clear cube against the lower health characters. If you're going to be running into the higher health characters like Vanguard, Monk, Crusader, you don't want to 3-touch. You want to 2-touch them. This character has to play 2-touch, or he's not playing the game. Because every time you play a Berserker is saying, it's quite literally saying, let's go gambling with my health. Because if I don't get the hit in neutral, I'm just eating at my own health, which will add on to the damage they're going to do once they hit me. Hard Punish is trying to IS. That is very true. But here's the thing. If I set him to guard, I can't command grab from here if he ISs. I can only command grab from certain distances if he chooses to IS from certain buttons. So say we have him here, that'll work. If I'm back here, that won't work even if he ISs. Here, that'll probably work. Here, that won't work. Here, that won't work. Here, that won't work. You see the problem with the button now? Now, it changes stories once you involve Frenzy to have those advancing normals as a property. Which, to be fair, if you're running offense and you're not in Frenzy, you're already having an issue. Because you need to have Frenzy. but when running your pressure. But then here's the other problem with using Frenzy. Is while running your pressure, let's just say that right there. Look how much health I just ate up. Kara it with 5S? No, you cannot. Now here's another thing, technically, that Berserker has. He has that, which forces you to block overhead. But also, you could just do the thing correctly. Do that beforehand. And here's the other thing, is I know people will complain about Berserker doing that. That's fuzzyable. If you go into the lab and practice that, that is fuzzyable. With 2A. So this, that's all fuzzyable. You can learn to fuzzy that. I'm going a lot more in depth in the Berserker than I thought it would. Probably because I play the character a bit more. In my opinion, you should... I never liked it when Berserkers used 2S Oki. I always thought it was terrible. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about with Berserker, and I can't remember... Oh! This is a big thing. When I did my talk with Grey Cape Tiro a couple months ago, I was talking about characters being able to ignore guard cancel. So if I have him set the guard cancel, I am playing Berserker. Ooh, you know. Whoops. I just use conversion to block your guard cancel. That's like the other really good thing about Berserker. Is always having Frenzy means if you get good enough, you can just react to guard cancels and convert. And then get a punish. Being able to have that... Actually, I know where to put him now. I know where I'm putting him. I'm going to put him towards the higher end of high tier with flaws. Literally just wait for what I think is an opening. I'm not pressing anything until I see one. Okay. That's fair. I can get that. But yeah. I think that was a good conversation about Berserker we had there. I like that. Alright, who's next though? Come on, rapid fire. Grappler? Oh boy, Grappler. Where is he? Here. Yeah. Now, I'm not a Grappler expert. I don't know if there are any Grappler experts in the chat currently. I like this one. But Gold Cube is so bullshit. Gold Cube is one of the biggest bullshit things that I have ever seen. Because not only does it just give him good damage, but Gold Cube indirectly got buffed from the IS patch. Where's Chrome? Let me show you the funny. You're supposed to beat this move by ISing it. Look, I am -9 for him ISing this button. -6. Whoops, I just got red command grab. And I don't know the combo. But I am punishing you for trying to beat out this move. And if you didn't know, you can punish it with the red throw. And that's one of his best starters. Into I don't know how to do the actual combos. Besides, like, you IS it. Also, look how much chip you took for ISing it. That's not a small amount of chip. That's 75. And then you add 5S, which is a frame 12 command grab. I don't remember how to actually do any of the combos. I've never really touched this character. But this button as well. This button is low-key one of the funniest buttons I've ever seen, because that's hitting his weapon from where he's at. Oh, and because they buffed the releases on this to be able to do them faster, you don't need a counter hit anymore. If I could get it for this anymore. You don't need the counter hit. Something like this, I don't know. Actual grappler players have actual combos. I don't. So, what are this character's flaws? He has really bad defense and really stubby normals. Like, that's gonna be, like, his biggest problems. Yes, he can press this to armor things. He can press this to be projectile invincible. He can even guard cancel you, have a little bit of white life. Whoops, I flipped in on you. Into whatever I feel like. That pretty much sums up this character. Is I'm trying to catch you out by pressing 5B. I'm gonna try and hit you in the air with an armor move. I'm gonna hit you with a really disjointed button. Like, my entire leg is disjointed when I do this. And I'm just gonna try and grab you. If you're Vanguard, you can parry from half screen. Yep. You can also do that with Swift Master Tap, because that is a projectile, but also counts as a physical move. So you can be at full screen, do tap, get parried, and get dragged all the way to full screen from that. Like, there's not a whole lot to talk about with Grappler, in my opinion. He's a very one-dimensional character. He wants to run at you, and he wants to strike through you. That is the character. Like, there's not a whole lot else to talk about. Character of all time? Yep. Alright. Who's next? What are we feeling? What do we feel like cooking currently? Enchantress. Here's the thing about Enchantress. Like, I already know where I'm putting Enchantress. She's gonna be probably top of mid-tier for me. Sorry, Nep. Oh, wait. You were just saying, oh, Troubleshooter. Yeah, no, Troubleshooter is just in Troubleshooter tier. Character would not be broken in Strive. Character is awful. Like, you can take any character who's going to be above Cope tier, put them in Strive, they're probably going to be like top 3. Troubleshooter is the only exception where he would still be low tier in that game. Okay, Enchantress. Alright. I'm actually going to ask for opinions. I'm just gonna, like, King of Defeat. Clear or gold cube? I feel like the answer is obviously clear cube, though I can see why you could play gold cube. Yeah, Henny buff does not carry. Like, I accidentally picked Gold Cube, which, you know, has its cancels. Pretty much, the things to talk about with Enchantress is this 5B is ridiculous. This 5B is low-key probably her best button. Especially when you have 5B conversion. This 5B is cracked. I don't even know the combo. FIFA game for the Grappler explanation. What is your list? Well, here's the thing, Chrome. Where would you put him higher? Pair cube is what you usually use? Okay. Here's what this character is. This character is budget launcher when you decide to do this, which is not bad. QAQ is the only one who uses gold. Okay. Couple of options, DP. Yeah, like, I know, like, there's some, like, weird DP combo you can get. And which one's flamethrower? But I don't know how to do it. Can't make a difference between win and losing. True. But yeah, this character comes down to 5B, zoning with 6S and 4S, and hitting you with the most bullshit DP of all time. He's low tier. That's your opinion? Here, Chrome, I'm gonna quickly go over to this real quick. I'm gonna let you know, no one is going in cope tier. No one is going in this tier, because there is a legit gap between Troubleshooter and the rest of the cast. Therefore, mid tier is the next tier, because I don't think these characters are mid tier. Could I be wrong and be like, oh, Grappler's probably like here? Yes. As of now, my initial thinking, Ghostblade is below Grappler. I don't actually know the DP cancel combo yourself. Okay. But, like, this character quite literally comes down to, I'm going to press 5B in neutral, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to cancel in the mad. And, like, I'm pretty sure that's safe. You're set to IS, I don't want you to do that. Like, I'm minus 11. I'm minus 3. I'm going to press 5B, press mad, and if it, you know, if they block it, I'm pressing mad. If they don't block it, I'm comboing them. 6 MS is, from what I've seen, no. If you're calling out a zoning option, then yes. But, like, if I'm at this, I used up 60 mana to do, like, no chip damage. Like, how many hits is this in total? That's 9 hits, which means, on block, that is, what, 20 chip damage in total? True. If she commits to this, you're gonna react and just jump over it. That's another thing. Like, the only thing that, like, makes jumping this not a good idea is, oops, I saw you jump while I have conversion. I'm going to convert and throw a big fireball and you're gonna get hit by it. Or probably even better, I'm gonna run up to SU. Or if I'm not confident in that, I'm gonna do that and then just cancel the DP instead. That's funny. Well, minus 4, 0. Huh. That's not bad. Her command grab is, like, I feel like her game plan should be command grab, but everyone knows about the command grab that it doesn't matter. I don't know the actual command grab combo. But, like, if you get hit by this command grab, you're taking, like, 800 damage. Something like that. 700, 800 damage. That's just how it goes. But, like, because everyone knows that this is my X factor playing as Enchantress, they're going to be more willing to jump. In which case, you catch out jump by pressing 5B or 2S. I believe it, King. I would believe it. Like, the other problem with this character is this 2A is 6 frames, but I'm pretty sure, like, it struggles to confirm at, like, max range. Like, I remember a long time ago, Iconic told me, if I don't know what I'm doing with this character, to just go for this combo. And even that's hard to get. Sometimes. And I got 172, which shoots up to like 300 damage on the actual 2A optimals. Yeah, true. If Enchantress is right next to you, you're going to just fucking mash DP or jumper. Because the only problem with like that is I called you out for jumping or mashing, I hit you with 2S, and I do whatever the fucking combo is in the corner. And you actually like take like an actual like decent chunk of damage. But like there's not much else to talk about with Enchantress. She's going to command grab you, 5B, DP, and throw out random bullshit. That is what the character will do. And the character just ends up pretty much being a worse launcher. Battle Mage. Here's the thing, is if you asked me before the most recent TNS, I would have said Battle Mage was probably like right here. Here, did I once Dimension Walker? However, after watching Cal, and after playing a really long set with Battle Mage Love, shouts out to Battle Mage Love, by the way, I'm going to put her here. Because here's the thing, is a lot of combos that we are doing out over here in the West, we're doing a shit ton of unoptimal combos. And we're not taking the damage that we can really be getting with this character. Like, you see Battle Mage Love play the character, you get hit by a JM, I take like 45% of my health bar. Like, I don't know the route off the top of my head. If you have conversion with this character, and you hit a max range 5A, the combo people go into is something like that. But, if you have conversion, this combo right here is straight up like 50 more damage than trying to go for what you normally go for at max range. JM in the corner with 3 chasers is a lot of damage. True. The other thing is, like, this character with 3 chasers has one of the buttons of all time in this button right here, which at minimum scaling is 80 damage. That's over half a fucking half a clear cube super at minimum damage. Like, this character can be boiled down to, I'm going to get 3 chasers, I'm going to run in your face, and I'm going to either press DP, press throw, or press some other button to catch you pressing something else. That is what this character is. Besides the fact that Chaser can just delete certain projectiles. And like, you get a Chaser, and to run up behind it, Okay. You can actually get, like, really good damage for it. Ah, darn. Not like that, but, like... You can get good starters from landing a chaser. Like, even the unoptimized corner combo that I was doing with 3 chasers that I learned from Cal. Like, look how much that did with 100 mana with 3 chasers. And then here's the other thing. Is, this button right here, and this button right here are some of the best buttons to just catch people jumping in the air. Like, I've had this and this just completely beat out Inquisitor JM. Straight up. I have had that happen during my set with Battle Mage Love. That has happened to me. That's actually kind of nuts. Yeah. And then he got the dive kick from it and got a combo. Here's another really underrated button. I was saying, back when Battle Mage first came out, I literally named myself, like, 4M the Way, or something like that. Or something about this button. Because this button is cracked. And no one uses it over here in the West. I played Battle Mage Love. He would run up, bait me, hit me with this. And I would take legit like 600. It is. It's a really evil button. And then you add conversion to just make it safe. Like this character, I will say pretty much, this character is Diet Inquisitor with how you play her. You play her like you play Inquisitor. You run up, you do your normal pressure. Sometimes you throw in a JM. Forum is expensive? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, especially if they're in the corner. Cause whoops. Whoops, I don't even have chasers. And look, I dropped the combo, but I did 462 from that. That's the thing. You don't need to be afraid while using this move, if you ask me. Because if you hit this button raw, just do whatever Battle Mage combo you're gonna do, because most of her routes don't use mana for like a majority of it. Like, it's that's the thing about the button, is, oh, they blocked it. Oh, well, if they blocked it, I used it with conversion. So I get, you know, a smidge of mana back, but also I just get to run my pressure again. And like, corner 5A combo. That dropped at the end, but whoop. Budget Inquisitor, that's what you need to know. You have the projectile that you can use at full screen. It doesn't retreat, but it's really good on block anyways. You have the JM, that's an almost unreactable overhead, which you can especially do from the 5AA jump cancel into it. Yes, Battle Mage Love is really good at their stagger pressure. Like, if Battle Mage Love played Inquisitor and used Inquisitor stagger pressure, they'd be one of the best players. They would easily be better than me with Inquisitor. Easily. That's what I feel. But as of now, I'm gonna put her in, what did I say? High tier with flaws? I need to go over the flaws. Pretty much the flaws with this character are sometimes your buttons just won't connect at max range. And, like, I feel like sometimes that's, like, a weird, wonky animation thing that some characters will do. Like, oh, I shifted my, I shifted my body, so I got hit by the very tip of 5A, and now I'm not getting hit by 5B because I'm leaning back from getting hit. Inquisitor has the same issues. Funny enough. You have this 2A, which is really big in 6 frames, but not really that safe. Yeah, pretty much. Is sometimes her buttons just won't connect with each other. Her guard pressure is... I wouldn't say it's bad. Yeah, gold cube skyrockets her pressure on block. I will agree there. But like, the character's not that bad. I will say that. Alright, where to next? We've been really sticking around this like lower mid area so far. Let's go up here. I want someone to pick a character up there. Just Spectre. Now, I have talked to GoldenEye. Okay? And when I talked to GoldenEye at... What tournament did I go to? It was after Combo Breaker. It was Defend the North this year. When I was talking with him, we were talking about just like in characters in general and characters that got buffed. He said Spectre is right outside top 5. And you know what? I'm going to agree with him. Because, quite honestly, in some aspects, Spectre is essentially a side grade to Inquisitor. Because it's another character where they do very similar things, but they have a few things here and there to differentiate themselves. For example, Inquisitor has these big buttons, but she's gonna rush you down and she wants to be in your face even though she has these big buttons. Spectre is the side grade where she wants to zone you with said big buttons. So I can say, have him guard here. And I can jump cancel this into zip down, be +5. You got resource Hitman 5. True! Which she can dash cancel. Which I talked to Anton, and like I was trying to go over the specifics of what the difference between this move is in Hitman 5M. Because Hitman has the better mana resourcefulness. He has the same dash cancel on hit and on block. He has the better hitbox. His comes out faster. However, the one thing that Spectre has with this button over Hitman is the fact that getting the button makes her other buttons better. The fact that this makes JM better, it makes 4M better, it makes 6M better, with the install to also have access to this button. So it's not the fact that this button is essentially worse Hitman 5M, but it's now the fact that after the buffs, it makes her other buttons better. That's the difference now. And she has this 5B, which now, this 5B, probably the biggest buff of all time I've ever seen in this game. I'll get to 5S in a second, because I do agree. Why is this button -2? Why is this button -2? Why is this button -2, and if you spam it, if you roll in between it, it's still her turn? Why is this button -2? You try and roll it, and then she hits you with 5A. Or 2A. Why does she have Inquisitor JM? Why does she have this 5S that you can let people walk into and then confirm it? And like, her combos are tricky, yes. But here's the other thing. You can also do the not tricky combos. Now, I don't know, I dropped that, but still. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is you can press this button from like near full screen to try and catch people pressing something. And if you catch them even like jumping as well, whoops, I pressed 6M and I got a hit confirmed from it. Because I decided I wanted to try and catch you out for pressing something. And also, I'm going to be in, say I'm in the corner, and you press a button that puts you like here. Whoops. I pressed a frame 15 button. And I got a combo for it. Now, is it as much reward as Inquisitor JM? No. It's not. And I can't get the combo because I haven't played this character in a hot minute. But like, the fact that you can do these kind of things in general with this character is nuts. And like, if they made Wire faster, this character automatically shoots up the top 5. Oh yeah, 6S counter hit. One of my favorite buttons in the game to use to have a counter hit for. Where is counter hit? Here. It's hilarious. It reminds me of Zoe, what is it? JD. Or JU, I guess, is what the actual input is. On counter hit. To where it fucking wall splats you no matter where you're at. That's what it reminds me of. Because if you've seen Zoe JU counter hit, the animation is so funny. Because they legit go flying at like twice the speed that Vanguard goes flying at there. And you still get a combo from it. It is comedy. But yeah, like, Spectre is such a simple character with the most complex way of having to play the character. Like, the character wants to zone you out with buttons. And then the character will be in your face and do fake zip mix. To where I'm going to zip you and I'm going to overhead, or I'm going to zip you and I'm going to low. Which is fuzzyable. Or I'm going to do a sneaky double overhead with JB Zip JA. Yeah. But like, the character's just like really solid. The character was solid last patch. Character did need certain things fixed. Like, I understand why people were complaining about 6M not working, but also I will say 6M not working was consistent. Like, at this max range, or like this near max range, if I did this, or whatever it was, there were certain distances where this 6M would just drop. Wait, air dash was too slow. Exactly. That's why I'm saying, if this character had a faster zip, this character would be top 5. Because this move going faster would be insane. Which, actually, normally I've been letting you guys pick the characters. I'm picking the next character. Because it just reminds me so much of Dragon Knight. Immediately, it just reminds me of Dragon Knight. King of Defeat knows where we're going with this. King in Defeat knows where we are going with this. You don't have the 8-way air dash. But why need an 8-way air dash when you have Dragon Ball FighterZ Super Dash? What character has the best pressure? Kuno. Easy. Why have 8-way air dash when can have Dragon Ball FighterZ Super Dash? Why would you do anything else when you can do that? And on top of that, you have Astra. You have the annoying dog. If they go to hit the dog, you hit them back. Oh no, I called Astra. You hit Astra. How dare you hit Astra? That's a teleport? True. And then you have hold down the neutral, my child. The big ass fireball that you can if your opponent blocks this at any range and you do the super dash JB, that's just a true block string. You can like control how far you go with it. I don't know exactly how to control it. Yeah, this button is super good. And like can lead to like actual like 400 damage combos from like full screen. If like you do it properly. I don't know the routes to do it. But also, this character is a 5-framer. 5-framers in this game are really good. Like, pretty much 7-framers are whatever. 6-framers are, you're getting there. 5-framers, I don't care how big your 5-framer is, having a 5-frame button in this game is so good it doesn't matter. True. Jump cancel from here. Jump cancel from here. Jump cancel from here, even on block, which means you can do this. I completely forgot about that until you mentioned it, King, so thank you. Like, I swear, this is real mix. Like, I swear to God. Let me set it up real quick. Doing this in the corner into this, I hit you with an overhead. Let me know if you blocked it. Let me know if you blocked what mix I'm doing. After I do after every forearm, let me know if you block the mix. Did you block any of that? Let me know if you blocked any of it correctly. Like, this character essentially has Kuno mix. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. I'm gonna purposely make him block midway through for this one. Let me know if you block this one as well. Did you block that one? Pretty much, yes. Let me know if you blocked this one. You can do that one faster, by the way. You can do it that fast. She is essentially getting conversion mix without using conversion, which means it's also faster because you're not getting the screen freeze with it. True. Whoops, I sent out Astra. And I got a throw combo because I decided to go for a different Noki. Into like fucking whatever the actual thing is. Like, this character, her buttons are stubby until you get into this button. until you do an advancing dash 5B, until you catch someone out by poking them with 5S. True. This DP is the second fastest in the game, and is, honest to God, one of the best anti-airs in the game. I will JM from this distance, and I'll get anti-aired by this DP. As Inquisitor. I would like you to rephrase that, King of Defeat, because Troubleshooter can do throw combos. But yeah, like, you just have, like, general solid buttons. You have good damage. And then your damage just goes up even higher once you hit Awakening. Because suddenly, your mana regen skyrockets. Suddenly, you get a damage buff. And like, I don't remember what the other actual thing is, but I don't think it's that important. I think it's like you increase your health regen, that's your white life or whatever. Like, the character's Kuno Light. You never seen them use what button? 6S? 6S is really good in combos, but that's about it. It's not like a button you use in neutral. Hey, Cannon Troubleshooter is so good that he's banned, that's why you don't ever see him. If you were talking about Grand Balance Patch, then maybe, because he was like legit like a top 3 character back then. Anyways, off to where next? Who are we talking about now? Dragon Knight, not Donkey Kong. True. Crusader or Brawler? Here, pretty much I got them both at the same time on my end. I'm gonna flip a coin. Heads will be Crusader, tails will be Brawler. We're talking about Crusader. You make it tier list. I like that DK is high tier. Fuck that character. The character is high tier. What can I say? Crusader's a tough one. It's more than Apocalypse. I can understand why you'd say, hey, it's only Apocalypse, because I mean, Apocalypse is stupid. It was even worse in Grand Balance Patch, but, you know. True, he lost things, then he got some things. I'm thinking right now here. Because the thing about Crusader is I've been talking with some people. True, he has a lot of really bad matchups. Is you might, honestly, in some matchups, you might want to play Clear Cube. This might be an actual thing solely for the passive MP regen. Because it just allows him to completely nullify certain matchups with one button. One button strip allows him to nullify some matchups, and having the MP for that button is really good. Can you guess what that button is? If you guess what the button is, you get a cookie. I'll let you guys guess what the button is real quick. Tubi? No. Remember, mana. There's one button that just straight up invalidates some matchups. Wall? No. If this button was faster, I would say yes. But you can technically react to it. Task and Simon got it. It's JM. This button straight up will invalidate certain matchups. And then you add Kara JM to the mix. Like, ooh, like, I'm here. Oh, I'm burning up. Oops, Kara JM. Kara JM and Kara JM is so good that it invalidates certain matchups. Missed the question. Okay. Then along came Zeus. Yeah, pretty much. And like, very, very basic combo. Whoops, I just did 522 to you. Whoops. Accidental side switch, but whatever. 530. Because you got Kara speared. And like, I don't know if there is. But honestly, there might be a way to like set up Apocalypse from a spear route. And I just don't know it. Like, I don't know, maybe something like that. Like, ta-da, I just did that. Like, bam. Yeah, that's the thing. Having Apocalypse active at all times is really good. However, once again, like I was just saying, it's a matchup thing. In some matchups, you're gonna want the MP recovery. Because just having the mana for wall and JM is really important. And like, even then, he has like actual combos now because he can cancel with like this. Like, I can do something simple like that. That is another thing. The 2A nerf was actually a really big nerf. Like, 2A linked there only because it was a counter hit 2A. You can no longer link 2A. 2A is also -1 on block. Now, the compensation for you not being able to 2A on block now is that you can now cancel it into 4S. Well, you can always cancel it in the 4S, but you can cancel it in the 5S. You can cancel it in the 2S. Preferably you want to cancel it in the 2S, though, instead of 5S. But, like, pretty much just, like, overall, ever since they nerfed him, you can roll wall, but it's still his turn. But, like, you know. Here's the thing. The other reason why you'd run Gold Cube is because technically you get a DP combo from it. Technically. Like, whether you have the conversion to or not, you technically get a combo from it. But the problem with it is it's an armored DP, which means it's actually kind of easy to safe jump his DP. Surprisingly enough, even though it's armored, and you hit the armor, but it doesn't delay you as much as you think it would, and then you block the DP, unless you do some weird funky one. Also, it's an armored DP, and all armored DPs lose the lows. And exactly, because it's an armored DP, it also just loses the grabs. So even if you do the safe jump and you hit it, you could just grab it. Like, it's comedic what this character was like into what he became. Like, this character went from, like, top 2 to, like, bottom 5. And in all honesty, this character is still really good. Because, like, you can just go for some goofy shit. Also, this JB is still really fucking funny. Especially on counter hits. Because I remember I was in the PC matchmaking and I was just like talking. And Simon was playing Crusader, like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do as this character? And I told him, just use JB more. And he instantly started winning. 6S is matchup dependent. It's good against most characters, but some characters can just make it invalid. Like, Crusader's doing the same thing he was doing in Grand Balance Patch, but worse. There's not a whole lot else to say, in my opinion. It's just simply he's doing what he did, but worse. Enchantress can run under it. Yeah, I know, for example, I can't run under it, but I can 6S under it with Inquisitor. Brawler next? Sure, we can go over Brawler. Bam. Like, I don't even need to think about it. I don't need to think about where to put Brawler. This character is so silly. And we're all lucky more people don't play this character. We are all so lucky more people do not play Brawler. I am going to show you one combo. I hope I hit it first try. I missed it. God damn it. But like, here's the thing about this character. Is this character has JM. Which I can now, because of the buffs to JM and to 2S, I can now combo that from almost anywhere. And depending on how close I am, I can get different combos. They let this be a thing now, which on block is heinous. You have this button, which is armored. And you can also jump cancel it on hit now. Dude, let me hit you. Dude! I know you're set the block midway through, but Jesus. There we go. And like, they also made one of the hardest links in the game really easy to make. But then the link became absolutely worthless because he just has a better combo you can do now. But beforehand, that link used to be really fucking hard to do. I missed the super because I'm too far away. But like, that link is just actually super free to go for now. And like, it's space dependent. Like, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like back up or something as you keep doing this. Of course I missed it. But like, pretty much at the end of the combo, you do a JM whiff cancel JA 5S, and then you get all that DOT into the super. All that DOT into the super. So you essentially get gold cube super for doing the link. But what else does he have? He also has this as an option. Like this 2B, it's slow. Imagine if Anila's sweep was a little bit slower, but went almost 3/4 of the screen. That's Anila's sweep. But a little bit slower for enormous range. He has barrels. We're now playing Donkey Kong. We can now say that kind of DK. He has frame 4 armor, which completely nukes you if you get hit by it. Like, this character just has everything. This character is like the jack of all trades character like Inquisitor. if he almost mastered all of the trades. Because the character who mastered all the trades is Kunoichi. He has... Honestly, this DP is kind of stubby, but it gives you a DOT effect. He has JS, the retreating triple overhead that he can combo with JM, which then goes into barrels. Talking 6S? Oh, true! On Oki, this button can just leave you, like, plus for no reason. Like, if you get hit by the delayed dust on block... what else? In certain situations, if you've been blocking for a while, and then you get hit... Let me, put down the guard gauge a little bit, okay? He can put you in checkmate situations. Now, his guard bar wasn't low enough, but you cannot guard cancel that. At all. Like, he can just do that, and half your guard gauge is gone that you can't guard cancel. And in this situation, I was -5 doing that. And -5 again. Now that gets me wondering, like, if I do 2 spins, +4. Like, I do this, do 2 spins, I can probably, like, set it up better. Give me a second. And then I can 2-aid the barrel there. I would highly disagree with you. Because this exact same pressure string, 2A, 5B, is what Inquisitor does. And instead of 5B being +1 into a 2-way that's 7 frames, it's 5B being 0 on block into a 6-frame 2-way. Into a micro dash throw. If I can actually, like, get it properly. Inquisitor does that exact same thing, and her strike throw is amazing because of it. This character has that. And then, if you can also run a very similar pressure with 5A. And this is without doing micro dashes, by the way. Oh, after throw, +2, I don't care, I'm pressing 2A. Or I'm pressing run up 2A. Like, people say, oh, +2 is being bad for advantage for throw. I don't care. Yeah. Bam. Bam. And guess what? You know what happens when I 2A? I can 5B. You know what happens when I 5B? I can micro dash throw! Inquisitor does this exact same thing! But Brawler does it better. Solely for the fact because he has better tools to make use of afterwards. And he has armor. And armor in this game, especially with conversion, is really good. True. 2S, the multi-hitting low that you don't know when they're going to cancel into the move that you're supposed to roll. Like, this character just has insane damage. And like, oh, I'm going to 2B you from over here. 2B into throw cancel goes from -18 to -8. You know that fairy meme where they're doing like a near full screen move and it's like, but it's -10, but it's -10. That's what this is. That's what that is. And yes, you can jump the 2B if they're going to go for it, but that's why you don't use this move as often with Brawler, and you use it as a jump scare option. True. I know of that fucking one with Johnny. Because, oh no, I'm minus 15. I'm minus 15 at full screen. Like, I could go a bit more in depth about Brawler. Like, he has fuzzyable mix as well. It's easy to block, at least in my opinion. I know when Davids came over to the fucking US, he was hitting everyone with the fucking JM mix. He comes over to the US. I never played him during bracket, but I played him in, what are they called? Friendlies on day 1 of Frosties of this year. And he was doing JM mix. He was not hitting me with the mix at all. And he's like, what the fuck? Why does this never... How are you doing this? And I'm like, it's not that bad when you're not overseas. Casher price instant overhead. That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, when at Frosty's, I was blocking all of it, and I swear David's still has a little bit of hate inside of him for me constantly blocking it. Okay, who next? Sure. Let's go through the rest of top 3. Let's just go over the rest of top 3. That's a great idea. You don't play Clear Cube. You never play Clear Cube. It was the one time! Okay, if we're saying JK, then okay. But, need I say more? Need I say more? By the way, he's guard broken. By the way, this is frame 1 projectile invincible. So on characters like Launcher, what I like doing is you can straight up TOD Launcher. True. That is a very funny thing to do. And then you sneak in a 6SS instead. And like, you can throw that in to the guard break. True. Thing is, I don't even think you can jump this. Like this at its fastest, I don't think you can jump it. And then we have the frame. Hey Simon, quick question. Do you remember what frame this is strike invincible to? Because it's not frame 1. Is it like 2 or 3? True. Chopping hammer. This move, really fast armored overhead. -8 though. 3 frame? Okay. Which you actually get like a lot of reward off of this button. If, you know, you like route it correctly. Well, like, this character just nukes you for all of your health with anything he does. Like, this TOD'd like half the cast last patch. If you try and throw projectiles at him, he's just gonna press this button. If you try and throw anything like jumping at him, he's gonna press this button. If you try and pressure him in the corner, he has a 5-frame 2A. Which, to be fair, you don't get a whole lot off a 2A. Like, this is probably the best combo you're getting off of him. Off a 2A. Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, his 2A does normal damage, in all honesty, up until he either puts you in the corner, like, this button in the corner actually does a lot of damage. I don't remember the route, but you can get up to like 750 in the corner from 2A. Oh yeah, also 5S is really good at that, but also if I do the proper spacing and if the recording was saved, it was, thank God. Whoops. And do you know what happens when you hit that? Not that. You just get a full combo that kills them. If they're like, I don't even know. Like, Monk is a very, very simple character. He still has the instant overhead. Like, you obviously can't do just the first hit anymore into it, and you have to be a bit further back, but he still has this. Like, he can still do that. Let me turn off roll real quick. He still has 5B, 2B, which this entire thing is still a 2-frame fuzzy. So you can block it. It's not impossible, but it's a 2-frame fuzzy. And the other thing was, the funny thing about JS or 2B, it's another 2-frame fuzzy, but in the opposite direction. To where you have to block low then high, instead of with this, it's high then low for the fuzzy. So you have to be used to 2 different fuzzies for this character, if you don't want to get hit by mix. Like, this character has everything he could ever want. This button right here is fucking +2. Like, give me a second. Guard, fixed, crouch. So if you don't, like this is a lot better than what it used to be in terms of the situation for defending against it. Because before, from this max range of doing it, he could do the JS1. Yes, but here's the thing. I'm +2. I don't jump cancel it. If I can actually get all the hits on block. Into delaying it to just JS there after the plus frames. Now I gotta be a bit closer. And like, I'm still accidentally doing the other thing. Which, oh no! You're out of the corner! You were out of the corner. That's the problem with this character. Is he still technically has it? And like, versus anyone, if you get a counter hit, then you can do like how you used to normally do it. Like, the character is so simple. I don't know how to talk more about Monk. I'll be honest. True, he's also like decently fast for him being a big body. Okay, where to next? Because in all honesty, the rest of these characters are, Nen Master, the most honest character. Shut the fuck up, Simon. Your character is not honest. Your character's high tier. Monk and DFO PvP was fun to watch. Never played Monk DFO. Your character is far from honest. I hope you know this. Like, when I've played as Nen Master, I've played Clear Cube. I know Gold Cube is the way, though. Yep, your character's high tier. Because here's one thing Nen Master players don't want you to know about. Let me set this man the block, okay? So first up, against like half the cast, instant overhead. That's not even like an you have to be an install thing. No, this is just instant overhead on half the cast. Okay? Here's the other thing they don't want you to know about. 5B and 2B into 2S on block. Do you know what this is? This beats roll. This beats roll. This beats any kind of mashing. This beats mashing except for 5-frame lows. 2B, 2S gets beaten out by 5-frame lows. This trades with 5 frames. This trades with 6 frames. This straight up cannot be beaten by 7 frames. This cannot be beaten by 7 frames. So what options do you have? If you can't roll it, your character can struggle to mash against it, you time DP. You do a very, very well-timed DP that I had to lab because of you, Simon. The only reason I know how to beat this is because you forced me to lab it. Like, quite literally, this character is, like, in general, like, a Shoto. Straight up, you have the fireball, you have not really, like, a lunging forward kicking move, but you have 4S, which is frame 1 projectile invincible. I don't remember the frame data. You're -5. Which, by the way, if you're -5 at, you're -5 at this distance, I don't think it matters. Unless you're a Nen Master also with install. Because you have a 5-frame, 5A from there. I don't think it matters if you're -5 from here. I don't think it matters when you're +3 from a fireball after 2S as well. And then it gets even funnier. If you have conversion, it doesn't matter. Yes, 2S itself is +4. Oh, by the way, don't IS the button, it's +9. Like, that's another thing. with Nen Master is IS does not do a whole lot to her. And honestly, she has a pretty good strike throw. Like, she's only +2. But, like, just doing that into this is really hard to catch. That she's gonna do that. Because she could also do this instead. And by the way, I'm just gonna go into Gold Cube for this. I don't remember what it's like. What is it? Is it JB? Technically, she has an infinite block string. Which, if this wasn't fixed... I don't remember exactly how it goes. Mid-screen it's easier? Okay. Neutral jump in the corner. So what do you do once you start moving backwards? You alternate? Okay. Okay. But like this, the character is overall just like really solid, and install is really good because you just suddenly get more plus frames. What else? You have quite literally one of the best lunging moves in the game, like right below Striker 6S, and that's your 5S. It's a pretty good button for it being frame 12. And just like, simple combo. Very simple, I get my mana back, 504. If you get it like in the corner. Oh, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. If they're grounded, yeah, it gives full crumple. Come on. Come on. I can do this. I can do this. Come on. It's not this hard. Am I doing? Is that right? Why is this so hard to land? Why am I not getting this? I mistimed it that time. No, I remember what it is now. Hold up. Maybe I don't remember it. Well, like, you can do that without conversion, but I'm just not getting it. Do you see why? This character is like, this character is honest, but it doesn't matter because all of her tools are really good. Like, she's the most honest high tier, and even then, it's not honest. Oh, you also can just play Dragon Ball FighterZ if you want in this game. If you feel like playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, you just can. Like the block this, you casual, then hit them with the instant overhead J. Exactly. Like, that hits out half the cast. I mentioned the one thing I need to about 4M. Frame 1 projectile invuln. That's all that needs mentioned. Oh yeah, also, this is like plus on block, I think, if I recall correctly. So if I just try and do this, not only is it a throw bait, but I get plus frames from it. And, like, I don't know what, like, the reward is on hit. Like, if I hit this, what am I? I'm plus 20?! So you're telling me? Oh, wait, that's on counter hit. Well, actually, no. If you try and throw, you're gonna get counter hit anyways. So it's plus 12. So technically, it's possible to probably, like... I don't know. Probably what you have to do is 5A. Yeah. Hate the giant Kaioken. What are you talking about with Kaioken? Combo's in the 5e, but it's tight? Okay. $2M? Oh, yes. This Simon, someone who loves mashing this button, you can tell me how good this DP is. As someone who loves to press this button at, like, every opportunity. Even when it's your turn. No. You cannot say it's alright. It's fantastic. However, I will say, it's fantastic with a few flaws. It is one of, like Dragon Knight's, one of the best anti-airs in the game. However, some characters, I can't show it off with Vanguard, can actually duck under it. And there's one other factor that I don't know how often it comes up, but I know it can rarely come up in the Inquisitor matchup, because I've done it to Angsty Dragoon. Is I set up Wheel Oki, the one that, like, where I launch you in the air, throw you into a wheel. You land, you try and DP. Because this DP is a projectile, it will clash with Inquisitor Wheel, and they will both fizzle out. And Nen Master is still stuck going through the animation. Meanwhile, Inquisitor's doing whatever the hell she wants. So that probably can come up in other matchups. Like, it might come up with, for example, Launcher Nuke, maybe. But that doesn't matter because the matchup's good anyways. But, like, the button's a lot better than we first gave it credit for when she came out. 2M clash with JM? That surprises me, because JM has one of the highest projectile properties of the game, which I didn't mention. JM can just beat out, like, every projectile in the game. Why did you freeze music? JM should beat 2M? Okay. Alright. We don't have that big of a list left. We have Inquisitor, Striker, Ranger, Hitman, Launcher, and Swiftmaster. Like, 4 of these characters I can give a really, really good insight on. Should on first activate. So, between these 6 characters, who do we want to talk about next? Hitman. Ooh, boy. Hitman. Hitman is... I don't know if I want to put Hitman higher or lower than Dragon Knight. I'll probably come to that later. I just know he's above Spectre, as of now. So, Hitman. Hitman, in all honesty, has remained relatively unchanged until this most recent patch with Nen Master to come out. Beforehand, you only had Gold Cube. Straight up, only had Gold Cube. Nowadays, his Clear Cube is honestly one of the best cubes in the entire game. Yep, you have a good night, Simon. Yeah, good games. So here's the thing about Hitman that you need to know. He has the same sweep, like same 2B, as Vanguard. It's just a little bit shorter. He did not. He has 6S, which is a frame 16 forward moving option. Which, by the way, any of these hits can combo, like, into 5M. if, like, they're the first hit, too. Which, by the way, 5M, I will be giving a whole section to this conversation to this move in particular. His combos in this patch got better because of what happened to 5M. His block pressure got better thanks to the changes to 5M. If you're not aware of what 5M is, it is this. Frame 26, -4. What if I told you it wasn't -4? What if I told you the move that's -4 wasn't -4? Isn't that a little bit goofy? Isn't that a little bit goofy? What if I just did it again? Yeah, dash cancel it on block is really silly. What's even more silly is allowing him to dash cancel it on hits. Because whoops, you took 619 from half screen from center stage for getting hit by them. Whoops. Did you try? Were you trying to jump? Were you trying to jump? Whoops, it's a really good anti-air. And you get hit by the same combo. Are you trying to DP him in the corner? And then he punishes you with it. Whoops! 665! With better mana efficiency. Like, that could be the whole conversation if that was the only change. But no. They gave him Clear Cube. Now what does Clear Cube do? It gives him this. Now what is this move? It's essentially Shattering Trick. However, what you may not know about this move is it was sped up. It's now frame 20. It used to be frame 26. It's faster to charge up. Whereas, say I start holding it now, I would be able to release it like then. Or not then. Now. Now, I can start holding it, say, now? Whoops. Say now? It just, you can charge it a whole lot quicker than you used to. Which, this move, by the way, full screen jump scare into super. Or if you have conversion, you can get an actual combo. Which, by the way, that does more than raw super in this case. I've done it to you more than once, I'm pretty sure. Like with conversion, you get an actual combo. And like, the thing charges so fast, you can just do negative edge loops. Like, let me quickly set up a combo for it. Whoops. Okay, let me set it up real quick. Not that. Well, I'm missing it, unfortunately. And like, you can get like 4 of them in a row if you do it correctly. Which, like, it's hilarious. That, like, this move was straight up not a move in general, and then they made it one of his best moves. But there's more. What if I told you that his clear cube, at first, only used to give him this move? What if I were to tell you now, he has, better chip damage, and better guard damage. Because of the guard, jump cancel you can do, I just almost guard broke him. Like, this is technically a plus, but what you want to do is do that into the dash cancel so you're plus 16. And the funny thing about this, not that one, that can catch rolls. Yeah, the NP regen as well. Well, honestly, that's the most minor buff to his clear cube. The biggest buff to his clear cube was still this negative edge. Like that oh, also, look how much mana this negative edge is. It's 50. For honestly, the kind of reward that this move can give, especially with conversion, is cracked. And like, you know, you still have like the solid Hitman game plan of I'm going to fucking just press 2A. And even though this button has been unsafe since launch, by the way, you can punish this button if he just tries to do this. But you know what that means? Whoops, you staggered into 2S. Or whoops, you staggered into 5S. Or whoops, staggered into 5B. And technically, he has the jump cancel now. And he still, technically, has the instant overhead on everyone. It's just, he can't combo from it anymore, unless your name is Monk. Monk gets hit by jump back JB 1 into JM. He still gets hit by that. However, with conversion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you have conversion. Like, I'm pretty sure the best combo to go for here would be something like this. Or something along those lines. I've never labbed it out, even though I've labbed out this character. But he still has the instant overhead, so technically, if you're at like a pixel, and you're within like strike throw range, he can just throw this out, and he'll still hit you with the instant overhead. He just can't combo from it. Isn't that crazy? Like, Hitman's just another really, really, really solid character that all the tools just come together super well. That is how I currently see Hitman. And after thinking about it, I'm going to keep him where he is right here. Alright, who's next on the chopping block, do we think? Let's get this out of here. Why is this over here? Why this is... No, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Okay, whatever. You don't miss the instant overhead combo? I don't either. However, I also do because I do play Hitman. Who do we think is next on the chopping block? Seriously. Ranger? Sure, I can do Ranger next. Ranger's a pretty easy pick. I'm definitely gonna say... See, he's not playing his own game. He's really not. The more, like, I've played this game, and I have... As of today, like, 2,250 hours on PC, specifically. I don't have the most out of everyone. He's the best out of the high tiers? Pretty much. No. I'll get to that later, probably. But Ranger has a lot of counterplay that people don't do. However, there's counterplay to said counterplay as well. You know where I'm going already with it, King. But once we load in, I will show you the Hail Mary. The Hail Mary button. This button is -6, but I don't think it matters if you're -6 from this range. Like, why is this a 7-frame button? How is this 7 frames? Like, look at that! Started reacting to a bullet, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's 7 frames. And by the way, if you hit this 7 frames, you get, like, from a far distance, like mid-screen, if you hit it up close, you have to go with this route if you want anything. From farther away, though, you can actually hit in the Gunhawk. And in the corner, it doesn't matter. No, you are not going to be able to downplay your way. Here, you are not downplaying. So what's up, Ace? Why am I missing this? I practiced this the other day. I don't remember. I think you just go straight into it. Hear you out? No. He doesn't play his own game, but he plays the game so good he might as well be. That is a way to put it. Pretty much, the thing you need to know about Ranger, 5A dash cancel is really good. Some characters straight up get infinite block stringed. I can't, like, make him do... Like, Vanguard's not one of those characters, but... That's just funny. Like, some characters straight up get infinite block stringed by that. It's hilarious. Do you get a whole lot of reward for getting it, like, in a string like that? No. However, do you know what this also allows for? On characters that aren't taller. Did you see that throw coming? Did you see it? Oh, by the way, yeah, the debuff mid-throw gives him the damage boost as well. Do you know what else also gives him the damage boost? The DP. And it's not even technically a damage boost, it's a debuff. It debuffs your mana regen, it debuffs your defense, it debuffs your damage. Can you already beat me to it? God damn it. But yes, his guard cancel also inflicts the debuff. It's wild. And then we have the throw combo. Which, you know, just a casual 467 for a throw combo. No, Black Ace, no. Enough of your downplaying. We have the grenade. This grenade does not go away on hits. It's just whatever you want. This grenade lets you do a true block string into Gunhawk. which I don't remember how to do it. But let's look at Gunhawk. Look how much guard damage that did. Like, I've seen players just do this. And you can do it with 5S as well. Like, it's goofy how quickly it shreds your guard gauge. How do you beat it? There's one way to beat it, in which I can't make the computer do it. I'm talking badly about Nade because it's so good. It doesn't go away on hit. Which, there's one other character I've yet to talk about whose grenade doesn't go away on hit. But also has another projectile that doesn't go away on hit. We'll talk about them later. But Gunhawk has... How many hits is it again? I can't remember off the top of my head. 21. Do you know the best way to figure out how to IS this? Mad never goes away on that. Mad's not a projectile. He acts as a projectile, though. It's going to be really, really hard for me to describe it, because I'm a musician, okay? But when I hear Gunhawk, I can hear a beat in there, okay? I can hear a legit rhythm in the Gunhawk. It's really fast. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. My tongue can't go that fast. It's been a long time since I've played the trumpet. But there is a beat and a rhythm to it. That you can listen to it, and then when you can time it to IS properly. So you want to IS the hit right before the last hit, because that'll make the next hit do no guard damage. It's hard for me to even describe where it is, because it's just something that, like, I was just in the lab, I was practicing blocking it, and it's just like, oh, I IS here when I'm in the rhythm. The problem then becomes, for me specifically, is when you start layering them. And that's, I think legit, this is something GoldenEye has caught on to with me, is he'll throw one out, throw another one out, and then just throw out a second one, and it will mess with me. It will mess with me, because it's really hard to hear the layered rhythm when they're right on top of each other, one after another. At least for me. So there are ways around it. There's the mental way of doing it like that. There's also, you can time it with certain buttons to mess up the IS. Like, instead of doing this, what if I did this to be into it? That messes up the timing of the IS. Fun fact. And, like, this button, in general, when going for, like, strike throw, this button's really good at catching out jumps, and is his best starter as well. So, whoops, I caught you jumping. Oh, what if we're mid-screen? Bye. I don't want to commit to it anymore. Sorry, actually, I want to commit to it. I'm gonna do JM into following JB. Shout out to the MJD. And this slide is really good into certain matchups, because it'll go under certain projectiles. It will hit 4SM on Monk. Even if, like, he times it perfectly. If he wants to throw out that armored move, he's going to get hit by this. And if the Ranger times it properly, it will hit meaty, it will hit the 4SM, and it will hit the recovery of 4S. So, it's honestly a pretty versatile button, despite how bad it is. And no matter how much people get hit by it, that will always be rollable. But it's hard to react to. Because what if I choose to flip? Because I'm doing this into a mana special, no matter what. That is what you do. If you react to specifically the MP flash, then you have to guess whether you're reacting to a Gunhawk, or reacting to a flip, or reacting to a 5M. Or if you're weird, reacting to DP, I guess. So, yes, you can roll that. But this gets caught by roll into a full combo. Unless you decide, here's the thing, is if you decide to back roll this mid-screen. Because how you deal with this button is you back roll it. How you deal with this mid-screen is you back roll it. You can't back roll this mid-screen. You can try to back roll that mid-screen, but sometimes you'll get clipped. You can't forward roll that mid-screen because you'll get clipped and actually get crumpled by it. Solid DP is so degenerate, I'm gonna start that. Please don't. And then the other thing about this Oki is, what if I just DP you? And I'm supposed to, like, fucking falling JB, I think. And I can just get a fucking DP combo from it, technically. We're not talking about Gold Cube. You never play Gold Cube on this character. Okay, whoops. Who next? I'm willing to hear your suggestions. Get Striker out of the way? Alright, so here's the thing with Striker, in my opinion, is I personally struggle to put Striker in the same tier as Ranger. But do you know where else I struggle to put Striker? I struggle to put Striker in with the rest of this cast. That is my honest to God opinion about Striker. Is I feel like Striker is too good to be in high tier, but not good enough to be playing their own game. It's weird. So I think, at least for now, I'm putting Striker in high tier. And let me go over why. So, we pick Striker. Doesn't matter what cube you pick. Cube is matchup dependent. Both cubes are amazing. Ad almost plays their own game row. I could do that. I might do that. That might be the thing to do in this case. So, Striker. What's the things to know about Striker? Oh, look, first thing, she has a 5-frame. Here's the thing about this 5-frame as well. It's +1 on block. So I don't see Strikers ever going for this, but this is one of the strongest take throw options in the game. I would advocate for Striker, Ranger, and Launcher in that row if added. I could see it. So, honestly, some of the best strike throw game comes from right here. Into dive kick. You have this. Is Hollow Shy still here? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this, Hollow Shy? Yeah, exactly. That's bullshit. Because this is really hard to react to. You can DP it, but it's literally almost impossible to react to. Because you have the 4 frames jump squat into a frame 14 dive kick. Do you know how hard that is to react to? You have 18 frames to react to it with a frame 1 invincible option, or DP. Or I guess maybe roll. But here's the thing. This move has like no lag. So if you try and roll it, you're just gonna get hit by 5B. here's the other thing. In patches previously, they said, okay, 6S is a good button, but what if we made it better by letting her whiff cancel it? And thus, the half-screen low on Striker was born. But wait, the next patch they said, Striker seems to be doing really good. However, what if we let her do it from the rest of her S-normals? I think that's a good idea. Let her whiff cancel her S-normals into this. Surely, then the character will go from top 5 to top 10 by buffing her. Surely, that will happen. And then the character remains top 5. And then they said, okay, wait a minute here. If adding a whiff cancel to 6S wasn't good enough to put this character down to top 10, and adding it to 2S, 4S, 5S, if it wasn't good enough to add the whiff cancels to those, what if we gave it to 2B, the button whose weakness was jumping over it? Oh wait, she can whiff cancel it into DP. You can't jump over her slide anymore without her reacting to it with DP. Oh, and what if we literally gave it to every other normal she had? What if every other normal she had could just be cancelled into a mana special? What if we did that? You see where the problems start to stack up now with this character? That's just layer 1, is all the whiff cancels she has. Dive kick is still as good as it's always been. It's plus on block. She can do multiple overheads on you. Like, there's the mythical mythical quintuple overhead that's not possible on this character, but you can get 4. You can get 4 on Vanguard. The really tall characters are the ones that get hit by the legendary quintuple overhead. And you can just stop doing it at any time, or like slow it down, but you slow it down to the point where it doesn't look like you did into a low. And it's really fucking ambiguous. Oh yeah, dive kick JA as well. Just fucking zooming at you like a rocket into overheads. True, every other dive kick cannot do that in this game. Except for Berserker with conversion, because that character always has conversion. Now, let's get into the really silly shit. So, they said, well, we're gonna go back here a bit. Well, we can have her cancel her buttons on whiff with her S buttons. However, we added this new cube system. Her current cube is pretty good, but let's make it her clear cube, okay? Let's give her extra damage and extra guard chip and guard gauge. Let's do that on her clear cube, because it wasn't good enough. Which, by the way, that goes for Ranger as well. His gold cube was clearly not good enough to be a gold cube. It needed to be a clear cube for those debuffs. However, we need to come up with something unique. Something that has never been done before. Oh, well, let's let this character cancel their DP. You fool! This character can already cancel their DP. Alright, let him do that on whiff. Alright, they can cancel their DP on whiff now, including in the air. So what you're telling me is, if someone goes for a meaty on me, I can, in gold cube, press DP, press 5M, and they get punished for doing a meaty. And they took 600 for trying to meaty me, and I hit them with a DP. That sounds like fun. But why would we stop there? Why not just let the rest of her moves, her mana moves, cancel into each other on whiff? Why don't we just let that happen? For no reason. True, exactly. The only character that can whiff punish... No character... You can't whiff punish this character. That's the problem. Now, is you can't whiff punish her. If I whiff a 5B, I'm just going to press 5M as soon as you approach me. If I whiff a 2B, I'm going to 5M you as soon as you start to approach me. If you jump over my 2B, I'm going to DP you. You can't whiff punish this character. Wow, this character has some of the best whiff punishes in the entire game. It's ridiculous. And after all this, you're right. You're right. Ace, you are completely right. Add row below. What color do we want to make this? Let's make it purple. Almost playing their own game. Striker, Ranger. You are completely right, Ace. I've had enough of talking about this character now. Okay, who do we have left? Launcher, Swiftmaster, Inquisitor. I feel like at this point we should just save my character for last. I truly do. I feel like that's where this is going. Who do I feel like talking about more? Do I feel like talking about the other character that's almost playing their own game, or do I talk about Swiftmaster? I am going to talk about Swiftmaster. I'm going to talk about Swiftmaster. Here's the thing about Swiftmaster. You really only play him in Clear Cube anymore. You can play Gold Cube. Because especially with Launcher makes me cringe. Yes, and we will cringe together when we both have to talk about that character. I'm struggling whether I want to put him below or above Lost Warrior. Because if I put him below Lost Warrior, I'm going to put him down here. If I put him above Lost Warrior, I'm going to put him in high tier. It sounds weird, I know. But I'm going to put him below. I feel like he's below. So, everyone who knows DNF knows Swiftmaster. So, what has happened to Swiftmaster since he was nerfed, and then he was top 1, and then he was nerfed again, and he was probably like top 5. And then he was nerfed again, and then he was one of the worst characters again, and then they buffed him twice. You truly believe Swiftmaster can be considered bottom of high tier this match? Alright, I'm taking your word for it, because I was on the edge. Like, it was either one of those two. I just moved him off screen, I know. But let's talk about Swiftmaster this patch. What does he have? He has a really good clear cube that gives him a speed boost. He's zooming. What else does he have? Why are you still set to block? Stop that. He gets a damage boost in his clear cube. And in all honesty, Swiftmaster and Enchantress probably had the best buffs when it came to everyone getting 100 HP. Because they desperately needed it. True, air tap being as good as it is, and I never like practiced the combo. So like, but like straight up off of air tap without being in clear cube, you do like, what is it, 700 damage ace, something like that. 5B is still as good as it ever was on offense. His buttons are overall less safe now. But here's the thing. 5B is actually technically a little bit more safe if you throw cancel it. 5B, 2B is also safe if you throw cancel it. 5S, you just get pushed back all the way to full screen. Something around there. Cool. In all honesty, I don't know like the new combos, but even then, like, it's been a while. Give me a second. It's really been a while. Like, even the old routes, for how he likes to play, they're not bad in terms of damage. And like, even like going for somewhat old routes still gets you a good amount of damage. And like, this 5B will always be really good, especially with conversion. Orb will always be annoying as long as he throws that orb and then fucking runs away and then just chooses randomly, oh, I'm gonna pop orb. Five B, 2B throw cancel, and the 5B or 5A will catch people trying to punish the throw cancel. Exactly! Because it just makes it more safe. And like, people expect, oh, I can get like a really good punish from it, and then they don't. And then there's this button, which is honestly like really good for no reason still. Like, it's frame 31, but oh, you fucking tried to, I'm gonna run up you, I'm faking throw. Oh no, I faked throw. And like, because I faked throw, I fucking started going forward. 2S and Dre, 2S, yes. Exactly, that's another thing. Is if you just want to, you can kind of play keep away with these buttons. It's kind of funny. And even then, like, if we're, say, at full screen, whoops. Huh, like, that's just funny. It's funny and unironically really good, because it reminds me of Clear Cube Frenzy Berserker just doing the exact same thing. And it gets even funnier when you do it again. And then you get something like that. Probably with like the J tap, you could get like a way bigger combo than this, obviously. But still, it can't be understated that I did 2/3 of his life by just going from full screen, being like, you know, I don't want to play neutral anymore. I'm just gonna meet you all the way over there. And like, the thing that I did like, what they did with Swiftmaster, is I love his new combo routes. They're so much fun. Because like, personally, I'm in the minority when I say this. I hated 2B tap loops. I thought those were so lame. Like, I just thought they were really boring. That could just be me, but let me see if like I can recreate something with it. Tap loops were boring? Thank you. Yeah, because you would literally get like fucking 4 reps of the loops and build back all of your mana from it. Which Then they nerfed his mana, but then they buffed his mana again in this most recent patch. And now he can still get, like, the really good mana efficient combos because of his mana buff. Like, overall, Swift is a really good character right now. I wouldn't say he's honest, because you can still sometimes just get hit by this. Oh, it's frame 25, so you can roll it. You're not going to be able to roll this as easily in lag or on PSN. Yeah, and then they decided to reintroduce tap loops, you're right, with fucking... I still don't know why they essentially reintroduced tap loops. Aw, that would have been cool if I got something like that. But yeah, them adding this button is what shot him up like 10 spots, in my opinion, in the tier list. Like, J-Tap is the sole reason he is in high tier. I don't think I can say anything else. Like, this button is a TOD starter. And luckily, in my brackets today, I did not get hit by it once. I did not get hit by a single J-Tap, and I am so proud of it. Well, since I said we were gonna save Inquisitor till last, I assume we're talking about Launcher. Launcher is... Here's the problem when you fight Launcher. Is when you fight Launcher, generally, I feel like your brain just turns to mush. For multiple reasons. One, you're playing against a zoner. And playing against zoners in general, I feel, just turns anyone's brain to mush. Even if you're playing a fucking mirror match. If you're playing against another zoner, your brain is gonna turn to mush. That's how it goes. Launcher better than Ranger? No, I will not explain myself. No, you have to explain yourself. Considering you pretty much, both the characters pretty much have the exact same two-way, by the way. I'm pretty sure... Who's just... Actually, I know how to figure out who's just bigger. Like, visually, it looks like launchers should be bigger, but I honestly think they're about the same. Yeah, I have fallen asleep watching Borderlands in Grand Finals before. I legit have fallen asleep at my computer. Anyways, what is there to talk about with this character? I'll show you one thing first off. Let's show off Nuke. Let's show off a second Nuke. Whoops. Let's show off two nukes right here so the guard gauge doesn't go down. Let's 2A, let's 2A, let's... Like, like, look how much that does! Like, any other character, because Vanguard's a bit beefier, most other characters would have their guard broken right then and there. Like, the fact that you can just throw out Nuke, the thing about Nuke, like, Nuke is highly underrated, first off. Here's why I think Nuke is really good. What I see a lot of launchers doing is they'll throw it out, for the most part, they'll press buttons to force you to block, so you have to force the nuke. However, if you IS properly, look, if you IS the second hit of this 5AA that they'll normally do, you take no guard damage. So how do you... I haven't even talked about using nuke defensively. So the question is, how do you force them to hold this? Why aren't you blocking? I wanted to turn off this. How do you force them to do that? How do you force them to take it? Hold on, let me get this correctly. What if I told you if the time between IS takes too long from when you IS and when the nuke hits, it doesn't negate it. And you did more chip damage from making them block that. So that... Oh no. You still took it. You still took the guard damage for doing that. Because I didn't commit to doing 5AA. Which, by the way, first off, being able to Gatling this, on this character specifically, is absolutely wild. But, like, legit, if they just stop there, even if you IS it, you just take it. Now, how do you beat that? Oh, well, you press DP, of course. Well, what happens when they start DPing? Oh. I'm forced to block it, and I took a shit ton of chip. Now, Launcher is generally known as a low damage character. I don't know Launcher routes. But one thing I do know is even from a 2A, is if I do this correctly, is even from very basic combo. Whoops. Really? I'm sorry. I messed it up again. I'll get it, I promise. You can tell I don't play this character. Like, it's possible to easily just fit in 3 nukes. From even a 2A combo. But like, even just like doing the worst nuke combos I could and not being able to fit in the 3rd nuke, you can get like 700 damage on this character from a 2A. Jaxvex has quadruple nuke combos. Jaxvex can TOD characters with this character from 2S. Like, you do something like that. But like, you do like the more complicated shit. I did the not complicated shit from 2S, and I'm getting 736. Because with conversion, you can sneak in a 4th nuke, and that's like literally like a 1% conversion like what I have here. But let's talk about the rest of this character, okay? Oh, look. I'm all the way over here. I need you to stop ISing, please. And I'm a minus 23 from over here, which I can cancel into something else. Oh, and if you try and, I'm gonna show this off by doing a mid-screen. If you try and approach her and microdash towards her, no you're not. You're at full screen again. And you must play this game again. So if you think you're in on Launcher, no you're not. And even then, look how much chip that does. This is specifically the clear cube adding the chip damage, but still. Meanwhile, Ranger debuff needs debuff pre-applied to TOD, I think. I don't remember. Say this butchered. I don't think Ranger can TOD anymore because of the health increase. I straight up do not think he can. But this button is 7 frames. This button's 10 frames. This is the other godlike round start option. If not, this is probably the best round start option in the entire game. Frame 10, so it's the fastest move in terms of reaching round start screen. And do you know what happens if you hit it? Into Nukoki. Whoops! Isn't that fun? Like, what is there to say about Launcher? She's a really good zoner that can push you back to full screen with a push of a button that you can't roll. Because you know what you're supposed to roll? You're supposed to roll that. You can roll 5AA, 5S. You can't roll 5AA, 6S though. So you have to guess whether they're going to do this or this. But also, you're not supposed to roll this. Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten to that. Let me see, is this the right range? I want to say about here. No, probably about here. That is true. You can do things about this, technically. But every option you do besides block is wrong. And because the mana regens so fast on 4M, it's ridiculous. Have to be a little further so the grenade actually sits on the ground. So you're telling me it works from here? So yeah, this is where you can't do anything. Because I bet you, at any point, you can react to someone doing a projectile invincible move and 2A them. I bet you can do that as Launcher. Oh, and what if I just do this? That's 160 chip for each one, by the way, when she's in clear cube. You take 160 chip damage for blocking a single nuke. I literally, I'm going back to the fucking nuke again. Oh, how much chip is that? It's all 12 until 60. How many hits is this? So what you're telling me is we do 12 times 7 plus 60. Extruder is 144 chip. That's wild. The only way to get past that as a non-projectile invuln character is if a launcher messes up the guard string. Yes. But here's the thing. A lot of what launcher does involves her messing up. That's the thing. So if launcher gets on offense, it's up to her messing up. Besides guessing if you're going to DP or not. Pretty much. That is how launcher plays. And like, there's technically counterplay, but the problem is it's not reactable counterplay. That's the biggest problem. Is you can't react to her doing 5AA 5S or 5AA 6S. You can't react to her doing extruder into anything. Because if she does extruder at a distance you can't DP her, then it's just plus frames for her. Yes, you must prevent her from playing the game. Because if she starts playing her game once, it's almost game over. Unless you're one of the few specific characters with a projectile invincible move that's not named Crusader, because Crusader's is frame 5 for some reason still. And like, I will have launchers say, oh, you can 6SS under this. Okay, when do you do this? After this. I can't 6SS through that grenade. So you're telling me to 6SS through this every time, every time you do it is when you have a grenade out? Am I missing something? Like, it's crazy. Enchantress can run under that, but then there's the grenade. Like, I think I've said enough about launcher. Grenade, it stays out. It does whatever you need it to. It'll do your taxes. I'm agreeing with Black Ace the more I think about it. Because launcher's stuff is stuff you have to straight up guess on. Ranger's, you can react to some of the things he can do, but he's still playing his own game. Here's... You see, I look at Inquisitor, and I look at this list. And I can see like 3 different spots I want to put Inquisitor. Launcher grenade. True! It blowing up on contact is actually really good in the context of launcher. The same way how grenade not exploding on contact with Ranger is good on Ranger. Here's the problem that I'm thinking of now. Is I'm thinking of 3 different spots to put Inquisitor. Cope tier. Literally, like I said, no one is going in Cope tier. Cope tier is an empty space to fill the gap between Troubleshooter and the rest of the cast. Because unironically, I would probably put him here, but I feel so bad for Troubleshooter players. He deserves to be here. Because, like, he does nothing. Like, he's still good in the context of DNF Duel, but it's like the difference of a low mid tier in Grand Blue to a top tier in Grand Blue right now. Where it's like, oh, it's doable. However, there's a clear strength difference still in the characters. So, here's where I'm thinking of different spots for Inquisitor. I can honestly see Inquisitor going here. But I can also see Inquisitor going anywhere between here. So, whoops, no. But, no! Actually, no. We're going to put Inquisitor in Cope tier real quick while I go over the strengths of Inquisitor. Okay? So, as everyone here knows... Yeah, exactly. As everyone knows, I am an Inquisitor main. I am definitely one of the better Inquisitors. I would not call myself the best Inquisitor. Because I have played against Korea, spelled Corea, this morning. And we were playing the Mirror. First off, I hate the Mirror. We're not going there, Black Ace. So, I definitely know what I'm talking about when I talk about Inquisitor, okay? That's pretty much what I want to say. So what are the strengths to Inquisitor, okay? We have 5A. This is a frame 10, 0 on block option. This button, I will say, is one of the buttons that lets her have such a good strike throw. It's because pretty much even after right in your... I do 5A right in your face, I can micro dash throw. Okay? We have 2A, frame 7, -3. Honestly, the button's kind of average, if you ask me. However, the fact that it's frame 7 being as big as it is good enough, because it goes into 5B at most ranges. 5B is the button I hate the most, besides 5S. But here's the thing, 5B is +1 on block. So is 5AA. So, 5AA pretty much has no uses because it pushes you at decent ranges out of ranges where normally you can just go for 5A, 5B. Gotta switch these. No! I'm so sorry. Anyways, 5A right in your face. I can go for strike throw. 2A, I can go for strike throw. 5B, I can go for strike throw. 5AA, it's harder to go for strike throw, but you can do it. Now here's the thing with about 5AA. Like, I'm pretty much gonna go over everything with Inquisitor. Is 5AA can whiff, or 5A, 5B won't. And it's like a very, very small space where that can happen, but it is there. So you should honestly never 5AA, even to try and roll catch. Because this button is terrible at roll catching. 2B, it's whatever. It's frame 18, so it's the same speed as Crusader, but doesn't give a hard knockdown. -7 gets even worse when you throw cancel it by 1 frame. Here is what makes this character really tricky. And when I was talking with, oh god, what was their name? The person who's making the DNF Duel is Broken video. When I was talking with them the other day, I was telling them, when it comes to Inquisitor, 4M is far from the move you should be talking about. The move you need to be talking about is 6M. 6M is the dream button. This button does everything. It's her best button for combos. It's -3 on block. It does 105 chip damage in total when you block it. More when you IS it. You can jump cancel it on block. Okay? And pretty much no matter what, if I do 6M, 5M, you cannot do anything about that. You cannot. Like, most characters, how they have to deal with it is you IS, whoops, this into me 5M'ing. If you don't press anything, you are still within range to, you know, block the fucking 5M. Now here's the other thing. What if I set it to roll? I am +6 in your face because you IS'd it. What happens when you don't IS it? We go to a black screen temporarily, I guess. Is you roll it, I'm +8. Isn't that funny? So here's where it gets even funnier. This button is -3. Do you know the only characters who can punish this after ISing? I'll give you a hint. It's 5-framers. 5-framers are the characters who can punish this. Do you know what happens if you're a 6-framer? I could potentially DP you. Oh, hold up. Did I forget to tell you that I can jump cancel this on block? Because I did mention that. So, what if I did something like this? What if I did something like that and I just jumped away instead and now I'm plus, technically. So say I had you roll and I jump back. I'm +56. Do you know what happens here if you decide to roll this? If I time it correctly. I did not time it correctly. Oh well. I still can't time it correctly. Is I am in your face plus as fuck. So I don't know if like I can punish you. I can. I can punish you for trying to roll it. I just have to not press anything. So, what else makes 6M strong? I will show you what makes 6M strong. I'm gonna show this off with full mana because it's hilarious. I'm gonna have you set to crouch. Okay. Everyone has seen me go for this. Not that. So, class, tell me, what do you know about this wheel setup? Tell me what you know about it. I actually don't know the answer. Okay, here's what I'll tell you. You can't roll this. You can't roll it. This setup, you do not roll it. Do you know what happens if you roll it? By the way, this includes microdash roll. Microdash roll has been the answer to beating all wheel options until this. I wanted to make sure it was gonna work. So you can't even microdash roll this. And do you know what happens when you roll right into it? It's the better option for you to roll into it than to block it. Sometimes. Because getting hit by a raw wheel itself is, 588. Now, what happens when you take that 588 and you add 210 chip damage to it? I think we all know the answer because it's obviously you add 210 damage. So, you can't roll it, you can't microdash roll it. What do you do? Well, you prevent Inquisitor from ever... Simple. You prevent her from ever getting in the range to throw out a wheel. Oh, she's safe. And remember, all this stuff that I'm doing becomes 10 times more viable, specifically when I'm in my clear cube. Okay? Because I get the instant mana regen. But, oh my god, I am ISing so I don't get put in the wheel. Oh my god, where did my health go? Because I decided I'm going to keep ISing. This is what happens to Luffle. This is what happens to Luffle. Is he'll start ISing because he's low on guard bar and I want to guard break him. So I'll do like 3 or 4 in a row and then I'll reset him with a jump. Okay? Because do you know what happens nowadays when you don't IS it? This is the first time I'm showing this to the entirety of NA and all that kind of stuff. Because I posted this once in Uncle Viz's Discord, and then I posted it once in the Korean Discord. I've never posted this anywhere else. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Yeah, I still have Awakening. Oh, and by the way, if your character has more guard bar, it lets me get a better punish instead of letting the last hit of 6M hit. The last hit of 6M will break their guard. I jump cancel it, hit him with a JS, and I get a combo from there. And do you know how much that does if I'm able to get the JS punish instead? After the guard break, 1,304. This character will over TOD Crusader by a lot. By the way, this is still only talking about her best move in 6M, okay? Like, I haven't even talked about 6M in general being a core part to her combo or her pressure. Well, technically I've talked about it a little bit with pressure by going into specifically guard break and chip situations. Like, it is wild what letting us jump cancel this button has given us. That entire thing I just showed off right now is one of the reasons I want to put her in almost playing her own game. That reason right there is her guard break and chip potential is probably the best in the game. Because if I look quickly at the list of characters, no, not baiting guard cancel, like I'm saying her chip damage and guard break potential. Some characters, though, you can bait their guard cancels by jumping it with 6M. I did that to Battle Mage Love in our set, and then I got the punish. So it is possible. So looking at this list of characters, no other character has the guard break and chip damage potential that Inquisitor has. The only other character who I can think is on the same level of doing that much chip and guard gauge is Ranger and Launcher. But theirs is not exactly focused on that. Theirs is more focused on one option or the other. Where Rangers is more focused on guard breaking you, and Launchers is more focused on chipping you. Inquisitor is focused on, I'm doing both, and it's going to be a really long sequence, so you have to guard cancel at the right time, or I'm going to block the guard cancel, I'm going to jump it depending on what character you are, or if you're really goated, I'm going to DP it. That's all talking about 6M and its interaction with 4M. That's why I was telling the guy, do not list 4M in the DNF Duel is broken, because 4M is only good because of 6M. Inquisitor's damage currently is only good because of 6M. This button is what makes this character actually skyrocket. Now, the other button that people love to talk about when talking about Inquisitor is JM. You know, frame 12, -1. Okay? So what do you do with that? Let's let her cancel it into her forward dash, and now she's 0. Let's, let her cancel it into 4S in oil, which is -7 at this range, which, by the way, you can roll this, and you'll be in Inquisitor's face. It will still be Inquisitor's turn, but you're not at, like, what is this, 3/5 of a screen? Oh, but that's okay. What if I just do this, I just JM'd you again, sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it is ludicrous what this character can do, and then this character can just sometimes fall flat on her face. Because sometimes, depending on how the animations work out, 5S can whiff from 5A. Kunoichi is not a good example of this, but it will happen with characters like Vanguard, who's a really popular character in the US. It will happen with Striker. You can't do this. So you're losing out on damage, first off, by having to do 5A, 5S instead of 5A, 5B at max range. Which, bygones be bygones, Inquisitor has really good damage. Right there! It happened right there, what I was just talking about. And I still, to this day, do not know why sometimes it will just choose to whiff. But then, you know, you whiff it. And then you're minus however minus you are for whiffing it. And it's like, in theory, I can probably come up with this. Okay, minus 55. Maybe I can't come up with this. I'm gonna recreate this. I swear I'll recreate it. But like, sometimes the second hit will hit, but you can roll it and then punish Inquisitor. Because, you know, forward rolls 31, and she was technically, like, minus third, like, almost minus 40 there. So you just forward roll the second hit whiffing, and then you 2A her. Or whatever your fastest button is. And you can punish her. So she has high highs, but low lows. Here's the other thing. Is she has really good average damage. But then sometimes you'll get a hit and it's a good starter. But because of everyone's HP increases, if you're not in clear cube, you have to go for more mana efficient routes. Which, like, oh, a whole lot of characters used to do that, but more so Inquisitor. Like, nowadays more, you can't just go for 3 loops and try and 2-touch someone. Because you are down 40 meter once you DP. For 480. But why would I do that when after the DP I can have 13 mana and do, what is that, 467? So I'm up like 50 some mana going for that instead. Like, Inquisitor takes a lot more thought than it looks, especially about meter management when you are not in clear. Once you're in clear cube, you can be a bit more lenient on how much mana you spend. But until then, you gotta watch how much mana you spend if you want the potential to 2-touch. Remember, the potential to 2-touch. And then, like, there's also, like, weird character-specific things. Like, if I go over here, I have you roll on attack. This is character-specific. But, whoops. I caught your roll after I threw you. Like, 2S is a good and bad button for this reason. Like, I have a list on my phone of all the characters that get caught out by this. But, like, that's, once again, it's a niche thing for certain characters. On my list, it's Berserker, Kunoichi, Launcher, Enchantress, Ghostblade, Hitman, Troubleshooter, Dragon Knight, Spectre, Brawler, Monk. Those are the characters that this works on. And even then, there's characters like Enchantress where it's just finicky for some reason, and I don't know why it doesn't work all the time. I think it might have to do with her being shorter and the animation. But, like, one of the saving graces on defense is this character can press that, right? What if I told you this covers that option? Like, once again, character-specific things. But, like, Inquisitor has options for Kunoichi. Inquisitor has options for Brawler. Inquisitor has options for Monk. Inquisitor has options for Ranger. In my opinion, I still think Inquisitor Launcher's a losing matchup. I can understand why other people say it's, you know, even. And then Striker. Striker feels like, oh, the matchup should be easy. It's winning for Inquisitor. You have the range, you have the frame data. Just don't press JM, one of your best buttons in neutral, or else you get hit by 6S and you get punished for it. But also, that's another thing that a lot of the top characters can do versus Inquisitor. If we go back over here real quick. Kunoichi can whiff punish JM. Brawler can whiff punish JM. Monk can whiff punish JM. Striker can whiff punish JM. Launcher can whiff punish JM. Ranger can whiff punish JM. Dragon Knight can't. Hitman can't. Spectre can. Nen Master can. Swift Master can. Can. Inquisitor can't whiff punish herself. Troubleshooter can't. You might be able to whiff punish it with Enchantress with 5B. I might be wrong there. You might be right on that. But like, for the most part, a lot of what makes a matchup easy or harder for Inquisitor is, can you whiff punish this button? And do you know how to deal with this button? That is the core to fighting against Inquisitor. Is if you know how to whiff punish this without getting hit accidentally by the last hit of JM, if you know how to properly deal with 6M and its jump cancels, you'll be fine. But that doesn't stop the character from doing stuff like this. And whoops, I hit you with JM while you're in the corner, and I messed it up. Why is this? There we go. And I'm just hesitating. I keep hesitating. Ignore that, I'm sorry. I keep hesitating and I keep dropping the combo. I keep hesitating. Why do I do this? But like, Inquisitor, if she hits you with just a random YOLO JM, why is it doing that? Hold up. Okay, this is weird. Why is it? I don't know. That was awkward. Well, whoops, I hit you with JM. I accidentally, in air quotes, hit you with JM. And you're taking what, 762? Like, this character has really good strengths, but also kind of low lows. This DP is really good. Nanomachines is causing this. But here's the thing. If I pause at the right time. So anything above that axe right there, that swing, and even a little bit clipping into the head of the axe, that does not register as a hit with DP. Like, for the most part of where that axe is up to, like, maybe, like, the center diamond. Like, you see how there's the center diamond? Hold on, can I, like, put my mouse on the screen? No, I can't. That's crazy. I don't know why I can't do that. But, like, there's the little part jutting out to the sides that's kind of like a cross. The tip of that is kind of like where the actual hitbox will end on this frame of the DP. So you can jump over her DP, because there's a blind spot like right up above her here. Here, let me control Kuno. Like right here, there's a blind spot. And that's like starting to fall a blind spot. And then characters like Kunoichi can obviously take advantage of it with the double jump. You know, normal Kunoichi things. And then another thing that no one talks about except for me and Aqua Dynasty is the 5M nerf from like over a year ago. I'm going to press 5M, and I want you to count how long it takes for me to get mana back. They pretty much tripled the time for mana to come back on this move. Like, straight up, if Inquisitor had the old time on this move, I would honestly put her above Striker, currently. And in theory, whenever I'm like this, when I'm in clear, and I can just do this, it's really, really good and really annoying and really hard to deal with sometimes. But there's ways around it, technically. Well, if you react and roll while you're, like, in a block string, obviously they're not in a block string, but, you know. By the way, +0 there. +9 there. I don't know what the difference was. Enchantress can whiff punish JM? Okay. But, like, certain characters have it easier with punishing it than others, is what I'm trying to say. And, like, the easier your character can whiff punish it, like, this button right here, unironically, is probably one of the better buttons for whiff punishing JM. Yeah. And, like, Kunoichi doesn't have to be perfect about it. That's the thing. Launcher doesn't have to be perfect about it. Like, the characters who easily deal with JM don't have to struggle to whiff punish it. Other characters can whiff punish it, but it's harder to do. Anyways, with all this talking, I think I've come to my conclusion to where I want to put Inquisitor. I'm going to put her in almost playing her own game. I feel like it's appropriate. If you really wanted to look at it like S tier, A, B, C, D, fucking F, however you wanted to look at it, or S plus S, A plus A, A minus would probably be more accurate considering the strength of this game. At the end of the day, Troubleshooter actually goes like right here. But because I feel so bad for Troubleshooter players, he's going here. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, after talking everything out, it makes sense to me. It really does. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but I think it makes sense to me. Like, obviously, these three are top 3. These are the contenders for top 5. They're all fighting for 4th place. These characters are really, really good. These characters are really good, but have flaws. These characters have the potential. They have really good things about them, but they have more than a few things that are holding them back. And Troubleshooter is the antithesis of what a bad character in DNF Duel is. But, yeah. I think that I want to thank you guys for being here. And if you're checking this out on YouTube, because yes, I am actually going to be posting this to YouTube for once, why don't you hit that follow, subscribe, like, whatever it is on YouTube. And thank you to my chat for being here and, you know, helping me go through this as I also try and explain my own thoughts. This was really fun. I'm definitely gonna have to post more to YouTube. It's been really a long time. And yeah. See you later.